From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Travis Meyer.
We are kind of lucky we're on the back end of this pretty significant ice situation, because with all that electricity used, there were a couple areas that were close to brownouts and even a few blackouts across the central United States because of it. We ended up with still some snow at noontime today, reflecting back into the satellite picture, and we need to get rid of the snow before we can really start to kind of warm it up a little bit. So tomorrow will have to be the melting day. Again, tons of snow, Kansas City, just north of Wichita. Look at that fine line, Dodge City to Wichita, to probably right around Emporia, then extending on over to St. Louis. And then you make out the geographical features along the Mississippi River, and that is all just snow all the way down in northeastern Louisiana. Obviously, this is a massive cold air mass. Temperatures today struggled again, even with total sunshine all day long. And you know, if we remember in November and December, the sun was shining and you hit 60 without even trying, but not now. 116 hours, we talked about at the beginning of the newscast, below freezing. That's a lot of freezing going on. And if you're to the south, you're not that far behind us up to the north here. But again, further south you go, not quite as bad. So again, if we're staying off the ice, we just want to remind folks, because we had a report on Facebook that there was one instance over in Rogers County where a child fell through some ice. So we have to still kind of monitor all of that, and that clear ice is the strongest, but we just try to tell kids, you know, if you want to slide, go in a little bar ditch where it's 6 inches deep or something like that, but on ponds you just don't know. We thought this was a cool picture from Emma Holt over in Tahlequah. This has been better for probably right around February 14th. Little heart in the pond, or I should say in the pond, in the backyard pool. Again, pools are just as dangerous as lakes. So make sure you are very much aware of what the kids are doing. Lake Eufaula, Marty sent this in from today. And again, it looks beautiful. It's clear, blue skies, but there's ice out there. And then, of course, underneath that could be 15 feet if you fall through. And so it's dangerous. Please watch out. Temperatures tonight down to 0 at the airport in Bartlesville. It's just bitter cold across our area. The snow doesn't really help, or it does help make it colder. Tomorrow morning, we're expecting temperatures to fluctuate a little bit overnight and then start coming out of the southwest. So we should stop this really cold air mass around 3 to 4 in the morning. Start seeing more of a southerly wind. By afternoon, we've had to drop the high from 39 down to 37 based on some new data. Winds are going to be stronger, so it's going to be kind of whipping, and so therefore there is a wind chill, but we are above freezing. But then we go back below freezing on Thursday night. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because on Thursday afternoon we have a cold front coming through, and we are dropping temperatures a little bit. In fact, Bartlesville and Coffeyville probably will be around 38 or so, as the real colder air starts to come in during the day. And then if you're south, you're going to be a lot warmer than we are here to the north and to the northwest, because that cold front is Arctic air again. So we're back down into the 20s. And so again, 19 to 25 across most of our area. If you're south, McAllister, 27. Not saying a whole lot other than it's just frigid cold again. And then Friday night's a super cold night with temperatures back down the single digits to around 10. So it's not over with. We just get this little reprieve and then we're right back down. And so Saturday's highs now are going to be cold with cloudy skies. Will be in the 20s, low to mid 20s here, especially in northeast Oklahoma. Improvement starts as we go on into Sunday. Even though clouds will start to come in, at least we're back up above freezing. So we'll have to go from Thursday night until Sunday morning below freezing again, so still be aware of faucets and freezing. Precipitation now starting to show up where we could have a snowflake or two in areas off to the east and northeast of Tulsa on Thursday night with a front, and then we do have that chance of rain coming in as we go on into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Super cold air is going to be out of the picture mostly as we go on into next week, and then we get to moderate a little bit. In fact, we could even be a little bit above normal. Would that not be cool? Amounts of snow across the country really piled up with this Arctic air mass, and so that's where we find tons of snow. In the deep south, adds snow all the way into southeast Texas. Is that saying something or what? All right, here's our forecast. So we're looking at temperatures that should be between about 8 to 6 in outlying areas in north and east Tulsa. Heart of Tulsa could warm up by morning to about 10 to 12. By noontime, we're almost at freezing. Is that not cool? And then by the time we get, well, it's supposed to be warm, but that's as warm as we can get. 37, we're above freezing. We're happy, but again, strong south winds will make it a blustery 37. And there we are, struggling, but we'll be in the 30s. We were hoping for 40s, but we find that a little hard to get here, maybe if you're southwest of Tulsa on Thursday. And then we're back to cold, then back to kind of cloudy and chilly, but rain. And there is freezing rain now, quite possible for Monday morning on the new data. So that could mess with drivers on Monday morning. We'll worry about that later.
We definitely worry about that later. Let us enjoy tomorrow on the news.
Yeah, and it's not very nice to say something's cool right now.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. I retract.
Yeah, it's not very cool of you.
Not very cool of him, is it? In fact, it's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold of him.
Cold.